Okay, guys, 805, 806. I'm gonna go and talk English now because I think that's the language we should all practice. So I want to thank all of you first for being here, signing up. I think January is perfect time to set goals and not only set them but to work around them through the year. So put up this um 1 second, I'm having issues with my audio. Okay, so I set up this presentation to basically obviously make it as open as possible. I know a lot of you have sent me your field level application bio, and I made an example of Victor's one. He's not gonna be in here, but I'll send it to him. But yeah, these are some things and say knowledge I've gained along the way, and I think are very applicable for you guys. So I hope you can make some good use of it. Did you all receive the email with the link and the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool, good,
Yes.
perfect, perfect. Okay,
Eh, Fede, a mí no me salió el email, entonces Sabi me lo tuvo que mandar.
está bien, tranquilo.
Entonces yo no sé cuál, o sea, cuáles son las preguntas y eso.
No te preocupes, aquí yo las tengo y nada.
Ok.
Eh, Seguro pusiste tu correo mal cuando te inscribiste, pero veremos. Bueno, back to English. Okay, guys, so today we'll be working 4 points. Understanding how to set and achieve goals, developing a clear vision for your future as a student athlete, gaining confidence, public speaking. When I say public speaking, it's not necessarily being in a stage and giving a presentation, but any encounter you're going to have with players, coaches, teachers, they are a public speaking opportunity, which can open and close a lot of doors based on your first impression, how you introduce yourself. And lastly, how to present yourself professionally, which goes with how we introduce ourselves. So, uh, so, so going back to the personal bio that I received a couple of you guys, I in the email I sent this question, which was, what is one personal trait or skill that makes a good teammate? So I want a couple of you to tell me uh what's your answer to that if you have one, because that'll help me lead into the personal bio and presentation that you guys do. So if anyone has an answer for that, I would love to hear.
Marco, tell us what's that personal trait that you think makes you a good teammate.
I believe that that trait that makes me a good teammate is the way I try to cheer up my teammates, like when they're not feeling at their best. I try to tell them that it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how you get up. I believe that's my trait.
Great. Any any one of you guys want to share what makes them different?
I believe my capacity to adapt to any situation in the team. Another thing is my capacity to lead others because I always like to be a leader in the team.
Great. Two more.
Mia, can you tell us what's your personal trait that makes you a good teammate?
I feel like my positivity that I spread throughout the team, and like I have a very strong attitude, so I uplift my other teammates.
Great. Well, guys, I sent this question because a lot of times, a coach, which I've heard a lot of your interviews with coaches, the first interview, they ask you about you and you talk about the soccer part, but realistically, you're first a person before being an athlete. And a lot of times, these traits are the ones that make a coach or anyone. It can be a job, it can be a girlfriend or boyfriend, it can be a friendship. Your skill set and who you are as a person is usually what people want to hear first. And I have, let me go to the next slide. So I heard this quote when I was sophomore in college, which is people don't buy what you do, they buy what you do it. And if you can, Alan, if you can read to me what are the descriptions that you see in what they call the golden circle. This is how it's called.
Repeat, please.
If you can read what it says in that image.
Okay. Um, golden circle. Why do you do? Do what you do? What is the purpose? How do you do? What you do? What do you do?
Great. Tavi, what when you see this in this quote, what do you think?
Well, what I do in the match could be, I don't know.
Eh, okay, Alan, thank you for answering. I asked Sally, but yeah, that's a good way to hear, but not the match, but you as a person. Remember, if I don't know you and you introduce yourself to me and I'm a random person, and going back to the question of you as a teammate, as a person, how do you think this translates to that?
Okay. Really, mm, is you are the first person ask me that, so I don't know.
It's okay, that's why we're here. Good try. Okay, Sally, can you uh tell me your thought? No se escucha. Eh, can you guys listen to him? No. Sally, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So I think like what it's trying to say in this picture, for example, like why do you do what you do? Um, so I think like for example, in training or in public, in the way that you do something, it will always like I don't know how to say it. Like it will always like the cause of what you do will always be the effect of your result. I don't know how to say it, but it kind of relates to how you will like end up doing things. So for example, if you're in the game and like you practice something, like in the end, that's what you will do in the game. I don't know how if you understood, but yeah, that's what I understood.
Well, for me, what I see in that image is that the reason that you do things is way bigger than the thing itself, if that makes sense to you guys.
Yes. Anyone else want to add something there? Great. So, I hope guys they're either gonna teach you this in college or someone's gonna tell you about it. There's a very famous book called Start with Why. So if you ever see this, know that it's a very useful term when you're trying to make the right decision in soccer, know what's the right thing to do in life in general, in business, what to do, what not to do. And it's helped me a lot, so that's why I share it with you. And now, um, we go to the example of you guys introducing yourself. So I use Victor here, which I think he made a great text. but basically, Victor introduced himself, who is he as an athlete, what he does, and how he's willing to adapt to play with any team. But here's some say how I use the golden circle to really identify ways that when he introduces himself and you guys, you can first make people understand who you are as a person, why you do what you do, and how you do it. Because Seb is basically saying sometimes the coach doesn't really care what you do; they care how you do it because they're always going to help you improve. But if you have a shitty attitude, if you know are not don't come early, if you're not coachable, then either a coach or people in life are not gonna help you because they're gonna be okay. He doesn't know, but he doesn't want to know, which are two very different things. So here I made this version where I set out the difference where you can point out the why, which is the purpose, which we can see here is Victor's purpose is his passion for soccer and a commitment to making a positive impact. His how, which would be the process, where there he highlights his specific skills, his one-touch plays, precise passing, and how he contributes to his own team. And lastly, what, which is the outcome, which is what he wants, what the team he currently plays, his GPA. Those are always going to be your introductions. Those are things that people can't take from you. That's who you are. But when you're out there, you go to college, you introduce yourself to teachers, to people, yeah, they're gonna care about the what. But if you're not able to communicate the how and your why, it's always going to be hard to people really connect with you because you're an athlete today, but you're gonna be an athlete for what, 10, 15 years. Then you have a whole life. And I know a lot of you guys see Dominican soccer players primarily, which play soccer. But then when they're done playing soccer, you don't really know much about them because that's the only thing they know. So you guys are in a privileged position where you're gonna go study, you're gonna go play, and really identifying what makes you different now, not only for the soccer aspect, is gonna help you. It's gonna help you. I think it even helps you become a better athlete. So I would like to hear Alejandro, if you can tell me, say you were introducing yourself and you had one sentence to describe your purpose, just like here Victor did. How would you how would you say that? Just if I didn't know you and I don't, let's say I don't have time to know that you're NJCAA champion, you play for the national team. How would you describe yourself in that one sentence? And I would like you, Alejandro, Quinto, and then Luke to tell me that, please.
Hi, like my personal why, like in my case, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in one sentence. Mm, probably could be. Um, I'm thinking one sentence. It could be like so many options. Uh, Let me think first. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You can start by saying your purpose, which is to make your family proud, to get better opportunities for you in life, to maybe, open the door for your brothers or sisters or more friends to come to this school. It depends on what you're really looking forward to get out of this experience. Um, so yeah, maybe for some of you is your family, for some others is just to represent your country, to represent your school. It depends on, the purpose that you have behind your actions. But I will say to start by, you know, small, by your family, by the person that by the people around you. And I think that's a good start.
It could be like put my name, my family, and my country also like on the top, doing the good things or doing uh the things in a in a good way. That's for me. That's the most important thing. Like be an example for others, and every day try to be a better player and a better person.
That's great. What about you, Muhammad? What's your purpose?
I will say that maybe my purpose is to show that Dominican Republic has soccer, that we have a very good program back in DR. I would say to make my family proud, try to be an example for um people, kids in Dominican Republic that wants to come here and they saw this like a impossible option, but it's not.
Great. Um, who did I ask? Luke and Quinto. You're not gonna get away, so shoot ahead.
More pizza. What? More pizza. You want some?
Can you guys hear me?
That's weird.
So I'd say my
These are
purpose
some
would
same
be
taco things. It's cheese. I like cheese better. Taco
in
face
like
is
in
weird. I
short,
haven't
I
heard of
just
that
want to have
before.
like fun and like be someplace that I enjoy and just be in a place where I can become a better athlete in person, but I can also make others. I can like help others grow. That's pretty much it.
Good.
For me, I would say obviously for my family, not only my family now, but like my family in the future, to give them a not comfortable, but uh, I would say like a firm foundation so they can go build and have their own dreams. But also, as Quinto said, just have fun and enjoy the game.
This is good. This is good, guys. So, I know a lot of you have been writing your field level bio, and realistically, I've read most of them, and I think the main thing missing, which you can chat GPT this, is just try to integrate that initial sentence or at the end, but just don't be shy or don't be scared of communicating your why, your purpose. Because trust me, a coach, when they hear that, they know you're going to be different. And that becomes your blueprint for who you are. And people are going to remember you. People are going to, oh, he's the guy that told me he wants to excel because he has family back home he wants to make proud. And sometimes those are the intangibles when things get rough, when you're not getting what you want, when you make a mistake like the goalkeeper today in Real Madrid's game. I'm sure he has a family behind him. He has goals that help him get through any type of adversity. So if you still need help with that bio, we can still talk about it privately. But I wanted to, just use this as an example because I think that's what most of you would primarily be missing. You are good communicating your how, your what, but I would just think it's just that, you know, that sentence communicating what makes you different aside of the academic and the sporting aspect.
Yeah,
Just
and before you continue, I would just like to add that coaches they receive thousands of emails, thousands of videos, thousands of bios like yours, and you gotta have something that makes you stand out from the rest. And the more you communicate what makes you different, the better chances you have to get noticed by coaches. So just keep that in mind.
yeah, that's a great point about you out there. 'Cause I know technically most of you now, you're mostly talking to coaches, but tomorrow you're going to be in a job interview. Tomorrow you're going to be communicating with people, getting to know people where, yeah, they're going to care about how good you are, but people really connect with your story and people connect with what you've endured to get there. That's really, we see millionaires, we see successful athletes, but you're always gonna see that picture of Ronaldo with a broom when he was like 12, weighing like 80 pounds, and you're gonna connect with that image. You're not really gonna connect with the Ronaldo now earning billions. You're really gonna look at him and be like, hey, if he was there, I can be there. And I think that's the benefit of the golden circle. Here I pulled up 5 benefits, which I think primarily is share your story in a structured way. You can't be like, oh, I'm this good, this good, this good, and this is why I do it. You have to kind of blend it in your story because people might not even listen to you. Um, Showcase your authentic motivations and values. I think that with a coach is essential. Go beyond the stats. Yeah, you might score the goals, the blocks, the wards, but going beyond the stats is it's usually what I've seen most athletes they can't get through. They think their stats define them. And I don't think any of you guys are defined by your stats. I think you're all way more than that. You make a memorable first impression. Like I said, sometimes you're gonna have 30 seconds. Do you guys know what an elevator pitch is? Any of you here have heard that term? No? None? Alejandro, tú tampoco.
Realmente no.
Okay, you haven't got it. Mia, tú tampoco.
Yeah.
Okay, what is an elevator pitch?
Basically, you have like a certain amount of time to sell a certain like item or like to describe your idea of a company. You have like 30 seconds or something like that. And if the judges like are not if you don't like caught their attention within those first like 30 seconds, then it's basically like it doesn't matter.
Exactly. So that's great. So instead of being a elevator pitch for a company, it's your elevator pitch. Most of the time, you have 30 seconds and you want to ask what's their favorite color, where are they from, instead of asking meaningful questions or saying meaningful things. So you got to have those 30 seconds. You got to be very clear what you're going to say about yourself. Because, yeah, people are going to know you're from the DR, but okay, what else do you have to add? That aside of that, and what else do you have to add aside of being a national champion? What else do you have to add aside of having the 4.0 GPA? So, that's a term you're all gonna see if you study business. But it's good that we bring it up now and you recognize that term. So, guys, now going to first of all, any questions, comments about this, the golden circle, communicating your bio, any comments or questions on this before I go to the next topic? No, we're good. Okay, great. Okay, guys. So now goal setting. Have any one of you seen the SMART goals framework? Maya, you have. Yeah, you have. Pinto, have you seen this term? No. Enrique? No. Yeah, Marco? Sabi? No? Okay, guys. So again, I'm giving you like a pre-intro to business class. You're gonna see this a lot, but basically, guys, this is it may sound cliche. You're gonna hear a lot, but when defining goals, they established this framework, which is the SMART framework. If you're gonna set goals, you have to make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. These help you really establish goals that you can accomplish. Because I'm sure a lot of you say, "Oh yeah, I want to play pro," but you have you don't have the elite attitude and work ethic. So basically, here, guys, if you wanna write this down, you can look it up. You can chat GPT it. It'll help you. But it's good that you get introduced to this term, because it's really an effective way to set goals if you haven't this year. And I read a lot of your comments. Some of you have set goals, but most of you haven't. So I asked, um, basically, guys, defining now goals. We have short-term goals, which are goals that you can achieve within days, weeks, or months. And we have the long-term goals, which is basically your yearly goals. Now we're in January. I think it's the best time to set yearly goals because you can look go back in January of 2026 and be like, okay, I said I was gonna do something, didn't really do it. I think my long-term goals were good, but my short-term goals were not aligned, excuse me, with my long-term goals. So, any questions on difference between short-term and long-term goals?
Yes, I have a question. In the short-term goals, can be more than 6 months.
One of the thing with short-term goals is you want it to be usually 2 or 3 months.
Okay, in my case, for example, I doing a recovery and I can jump and run in 6 months. That can be a short-term goal or a long.
Let's say if we insert another definition, say middle
Mhm.
term goal. So
Middle
I
term.
think that would be mostly like you say, hey, and I think it goes, Enrique just saying first go from the end and then go back. Because in 1 year, you know, you're gonna be already playing, you know what you want, and then you build back from it to the day, which is okay, I wanna reach this, or mostly you wanna reach the 6 month goal. What do you have to do today, tomorrow, every week, next month, next 2 months to reach that 6 month or 12 month goal? But that's a good
Okay.
question. Any
Okay.
other questions regarding that? Ian, pon tu cámara, loco. Tú eres el más viejo aquí, hay que decirte la vaina. No
Betty, I'm
buenas,
cooking right now.
te va a darle algo.
It is 6:30 in here.
Sácalo, sácalo.
Yo no soy host, pero yo lo único que tengo para decir es que él ya es un colegiate y yo no le voy a estar diciendo nada. Si él quiere poner su cámara, que ponga su cámara, si no, que se salga y ya. No aceptamos gente sin cámara.
Seguro tiene un tubi puesto.
Seguro tiene un tubo y por eso sí, señor.
Que comemos que adivinamos. Okay, guys, so all clear with the short-term and long-term goals? Okay, perfect. So now exercise time. So in the email, I sent you all these questions, which was what is one short-term goal you want to achieve, and what is one long-term goal you want to achieve. I put 1 to 3 years, but let's write 1 year. So I want you all to write and send me through WhatsApp your short-term goal and your long-term goal. And with every goal, the short-term and the long-term, I want you to send me a picture. Not a picture of you, but say if you say, I want to be more muscular, send me a picture of muscle, for example. That's what I refer. So I'm going to give you all exactly 4 minutes to complete, 5 minutes to complete this exercise, okay? One short-term goal in a picture, one long-term goal in a picture, okay? Go ahead, Luke.
It's
To
short,
send the picture.
just short term and long term.
Yeah, one
Okay.
one of each.
Where we need to send the picture.
To my WhatsApp.
Okay.
Can the goals be like not athletic related?
Yeah, of course, please.
Así se te quema el arroz, ¿sí?
Is it to you personally or the group chat?
Mia, you can send to me or to the group chat. But if you want to send it to me. Two minutes left, guys. Okay, guys, 15 seconds. Do we have anyone missing? Okay. Okay. Let's start with Luke. Why that face? You're on mute.
You just want me to share what I sent you?
Okay, I'll read what you said. So Luke said his short-term goals are take the SAT and work on KPIs. And you sent the picture of an article doing pull-ups.
Oh, I just sent you the link. I don't know why I sent the link, like article.
Okay, so Mia, what do you think the goal of taking the SAT is missing?
Sorry.
Okay. Mia, what do you think the goal of taking the SAT is missing to make it a smart goal?
I think um you have to be more specific of the certain amount of times you're gonna be studying and reading and preparing yourself and like a certain date too.
I think that is to make this specific, but what I think it's missing is the measurable part. Because taking the SAT is an action that if you put it's time bound. I'm sure, Luke, do you have a date to take the SAT?
I do not yet.
Okay, so we see the goal is missing. It's it's obviously relevant to you because you know your long-term goal is to play college soccer and that helps, but it's missing the T of time bound. I'm sure it's achievable, but it's missing the measurable part because do you know what's And I'm glad Seba's here. You know what's the minimum you have to get on the SAT to apply for academic scholarship.
1100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the school, but that's the average. Yeah, 1100. And yeah, like Federico mentioned, is the way you measure it. And also, not only in terms of scores, but like if your goal is to study, how many times are you study? Are you studying how many hours? That's how you measure the progress as well, not only with the result.
Okay, thank you.
Got it. And in terms of pull-up, sent me this picture of someone doing pull-up. Oh, yeah. So, what do you think you're missing with that goal?
Oh, the pull-ups?
Yeah.
Oh, I have it written down. I didn't send it to you, but get the pull-ups up to 11, no stopping.
There we go. Great. Well, imagine if I was a coach, if I was somebody that's interviewing you for a job, and you send me only the picture of the pull-ups, so you don't tell me why you want to achieve that and how you want to achieve it, then you're missing, a big part of the piece. So, and look at how your long-term goal, which is playing college soccer, that can be broad, that can be big, which it is. But if your goals of if you know that a college athlete has to get a good SAT, has to get the pull-ups in, and now you know you're working for a goal. It's big, it's ambitious, but what you're doing in the day to day, it's walking you towards that. So using I'm gonna use every one of you as an example. So this is why we have these sessions. So let me see who else we have. Alan, your short-term goal is to be seen by coaches at Propela Showcase and to improve your grade at your studies. Who can tell me what is the improve my grades in my studies missing?
The measurement.
Exactly. So if you want to improve your grades, I don't know if you want to go from a C to an A or a B to an A plus. So it's a good goal, but it's missing the measurement part. Because if you're a senior now, right? Exactly. So you have literally these next 4 months to improve your grade. So instead of saying I wanna improve my grades in the studies, to be like in the next 4 months before I graduate, I wanna get my grades from this to this. And then you can go into more detail. To increase my GPA, I have to get this grade in this class, this grade in this class, and this grade in this class. And then you can go big goal, it excites you, but really what pushes you through is making sure it's measurable. And look how I've read two goals of two of you, and it's missing the measurement part. But
Sorry, basically the exercise we did as with this as well is just to understand that SMART goals, what they help you to do is not only set up a final goal, but focusing on the process, on making that happen. So if you think about it, it's basically setting up systems that they will allow you to, complete that task in a matter of time. So if you set up those time bounds, if you set up a form of measuring that, well, that's how you know that it's working and you're working towards that goal. But if you just say, yeah, I want to be a soccer player, a professional soccer player, it's very broad. And like Federico said, there's not a system or a process that will allow you to make that happen. You're just only doing a paja mental.
what is a paja mental, coach? We all know. Okay, that's really what we're trying to get here. So thank you. Okay, Enrique. So your short-term goals are very clear. You obviously suffered a very, very bad injury. You want to get back. But what I'm missing with your goals is the long-term goal. Let's say in 1 year, you are going to college in this fall. Maybe you won't play much, but in the spring, you're gonna be ready. You're gonna have 6 months out of your injury, and next January it's the spring semester. So maybe one thing I would say is in 1 year, I want to be fit and playing all those spring matches in my team. That can be one goal. That
Okay, okay, you mean that I can connect my short goal with the long, but in different uh, time frame. With the in the spring, I believe I can play again. Maybe that can be my long term goal. Maybe.
I know because my question is, after you recover from your injury, what's your plan?
My plan is doing the recovery sessions daily with the Optimum program that I'm
No, but I
doing
mean 6 months. In 6 months, you
in six
recover in
months.
6 months. What goes after?
Yeah, but after the 6 months, you mean?
Uh-huh.
After 6 months of recovery, get back to soccer by doing the recovery training with the ball because you always know when you got a recovery of the knee injury, you cannot be kicking the ball with the all of your power. So I believe doing a short progress by doing passes, but then doing my physic trainings, and then at the final doing my field training. I believe.
There you go. And how long do you think that's gonna last? 3 months?
3 months, maybe
So you're
less.
so you're saying that in October you should be match ready, no?
Yeah.
Bueno, there you go. I already gave you your 9 month goal. So then your 1 year goal should be to end the year fit and ready to play.
Can be. Thank you.
No, it can't be. No, it has to be your goal. It's not mine. Okay? You give me a suggestion, and this is
Yes.
why we're gonna go to part of the vision board because guys, goals are powerful, and the more you measure them, it really helps you. But if you have very vague goals, then they're not really goals. You're doing this because I asked you. But your goals, they have to be totally attached to you, to what you believe that you can do. Because I'll give you an anecdote. 2021, I set up I set up a goal of saying I had just sold my car like the year before, and I said in 1 year I'm gonna have a car again. And a year and 2 months later, I bought the car. And maybe it wasn't 1 year, but I had that every day pasted in my wall, and I would read it, and I'll be like, I know I'm walking towards that. And it's the same, relationship, sporting goals, whatever. But Enrique, you are a good case because you went through a hard injury, but it's good that you visualize yourself in 9 months because that's gonna help you every time you go to recovery now. You're gonna be like, wow, when I go back to the field, I'm gonna be the best. When I go back to the field, I'm gonna do everything I can to stay as healthy as possible. And then all your other goals, they're gonna fall into place. But don't be scared, guys, of setting 1 year goals. Trust me, they give you an anchor and they give you a guidance because things are gonna get tough. Things are not gonna go your way. Most of you are gonna be college athletes in 6 months or a year. So it's good that you start with this because you're in a very crucial state. Okay, let me see. 1 second. So we have Quinto. Can you tell me your goals? You you send them, but I would like for you to tell me about them. Your
All right,
short-term goal,
both of my goals are just the short term.
the short term.
My short term goal was to pass my AP macro exam with a good score, which would be like 4 or 5.
Okay, when is that exam?
That exam is sometime in May.
Great. How how do you think we could make your long-term goal more specific? Because I think your goal of finding good balance and rhythm between the things you like doing and the things you have to do is kind of like your way of being. It's gonna be like that. It's like more of like you, as a person. But do you think you can have maybe a more specific goal. And for example, you are going to be a college athlete in a couple months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying in a year you're going to be ending your your fall season of your freshman year. So maybe what can be a goal that you can establish in a year? Picture and Quinto, imagine yourself August, you get to college, you're freshman, first season, the ups and downs, who knows? But what are something that you can control that you can achieve regardless of what happens in your first season?
Um, could it be like keep a schedule? So I make a schedule and I stick to it.
I think that's a great goal. That's great
Okay, cool.
because I think that's a smart goal. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And I think it's time bound. You can reach, you can start doing it now, but it's something that you can pass with you every day of your life as an athlete, as a student, and as a professional. That's good. Seeking to the difference between having a vague goal and just saying, okay, dámalo. I want something specific that I can
Mm-hmm.
achieve.
Yeah, I feel you.
There we go. Good. Okay. We have Mr. Savi, which you found this picture. Savi, tell us about this picture.
Okay. Do I talk about the picture or should I talk about my athletic and academic short goals?
Okay, you've seen what we said about goal setting, making them measurable. And I saw the picture. Now tell me to go from the left to the right, muscular
Okay.
guy.
So
What are the things you have to do and you can do to reach that?
okay. So I think like from now and like a couple months, my goal, like for my body, my physical appearance is to get stronger. And so that photo I put there because it was like a way of what maybe it's not like what I am right now, but in the future I do want to get stronger. So for example, to be more specific, right now I'm like I think 140 pounds. Like in the future, I want to get or grow a certain amount of muscle which will like help me in the future. So yeah, that's why I put that goal. And then also, like I said about the endurance, like I also want to grow a certain level, which will like at the college level, so that I'm prepared that when I'm in 12th grade, then bang.
Do you know what's a good weight range you have to get to? You have a
No,
number.
I
You have a
don't know.
number. There we go. I think that's something that's really gonna help you. I'm sure you can put from 10 to 15 pounds, and I'm sure there can be a lot of muscle in that. But um, I think in that process, there's always things you can measure. So
Mhm.
if you say, hey, I want to get to, and I'm sure Seba can help you with that. Javier, too. Let's say you want to get to 155, 160. There's ways, but it's not.
Okay.
It won't magically happen. Trust me. It will magically happen. So try to put a number to it. Every week you can weigh yourself. You can have a specific routine, and I'm sure our team can help you with that. Okay, but I think your goals are good. I think that image you have is good and is gonna help you with what we are gonna go next topic of a vision board. So that's good. But again, guys, measure, measure, measure. Because one thing is saying, hey, I want to get more fit. The other thing is saying, hey, I want to do that 2 mile run in 11:30. That's specific. And that's going to motivate you to do things every day. Even if you don't get there, you know what you're walking to. But when you say, and I go into my guy Alejandro, short-term goal, he has this, somebody reading, and he has short-term goals, start reading again. Gianmarco, what do you think Alejandro is missing in that short-term goal to make it a smart goal?
I'm sorry, can you repeat, please?
What do you think Alejandro is missing to
Uh,
make his goal of start reading again be a smart goal?
I think he should organize his time, like manage his time with his college stuff and soccer, and try to save up time to start reading a new book he's interested into and try to engage into it so he could keep on and to build a habit of it.
Yeah, I will also add that it's good to set up an amount of pages per day or amount of books per month to help that goal.
Yes, try to make it part of your schedule. If you read 10 pages per day for 30 days, that's one book. In 1 year, you read 12. I know, Alejandro, you read one good book last year, and look how much it helped you, man. So imagine if you read 10 of those books per year. I think is I think that's gonna really help you get to that long-term goal that you have, which we all know which one it is, man, and it's pretty close. But I think there's other things. There's things like making your short-term goals, smart goals, are really gonna help you. It's not like you're gonna read more books and you know it's gonna happen, but it's gonna help you become the person that will be able to receive that opportunity. You set another goal, lock in with training. I don't know if that's even a goal. Lock in with trainings. Mia, do you think that's a goal or he's trying to be a rapper?
I mean, it can be a goal, it just has to be worded differently. Maybe.
Alejandro, what does lock in with trainings mean as a short-term goal?
I mean, like, I'm supposed to be locked in with training. Like that, I want to share is like what I mean by that is like improve my food, like start eating better, like all in general, like keep start working even harder, like to in the future and have more opportunities and be prepared for what's coming.
Okay, training harder, doing better. Is that measurable? Can you put a number to that? How many times you want to train per week? I think that's how you should be talking about it, Alejandro. I want to train 5 times per week. I want to eat this amount of meals. I want to read this amount of books. I think that's what you're missing in your language of your goals. Because I think you reached what you reached this semester or past semester because you're dedicated, you're disciplined. But I think Alejandro and all of you, being specific about what you do is really gonna give you a lot of clarity in just your goals. And I'm not gonna say the goal because I know you know it, which is getting that D1 offer. But guys, I mean you too, Ian. Getting to that level is really gonna make you first be that person, be that D1 athlete in every sense. And I think you're gonna listen to this, the SMART framework in a lot of classes. They're gonna tell you about it, but I think this is the time for you guys to really use this session to really put your goals a measurement. Because if not, yeah, you're gonna be a national champion, but what's the next goal? Enrique, you're gonna get back from your injury, but what's the goal? You are Quinto, you're gonna get admitted to a university soon, but what's the goal? What do you want to do after you get that big goal? Because guys, goals until you die, you're always gonna have a goal. If you're 80 years old and you wanna walk 100 meters, that's a goal. You know, if you want to ask that girl out, that's a goal. But you first asked her out, then she said yes. Then you take her out to dinner, and then what's next? So life is all about guys reaching a goal, getting after it, doing the next thing. But I think again, just using the SMART framework is gonna help you all. And I think I've read a couple of your goals, and a lot of them have been specific and achievable and relevant. I just think they're missing the measurable and the time bound aspect. So, guys, in the last one of the last topics, which is you guys show us a picture you guys send me your goals, and I don't know if you've heard or done a vision board, but basically, guys, a vision board is you take the picture you sent, say, hey, I'm gonna look for 10, 15, 20 things I want to reach, and I want to look for a picture and do this type of map. I'm showing you my map. Yeah, you can see things that I want to do. Some of them are think bigger, be more disciplined, wake up early, read more books. But I did this. It's in my room, but every year I do this. I find a couple pictures, paste them together, and I have them right next to my bed. So imagine if you all, instead of just choosing one or two things, you say, hey, I'm going to choose 20 things. I'm going to do my vision board. I'm going to put it right next to my bed. I'm gonna put it close to places where I see. And that's going to be what I look at every day. And some of the benefit, um, Muhammad, if you can read some of the benefits that I put there of the vision board.
But we mean like read
Yeah,
all
read
the
it.
benefits. Okay, so it will be help define what success looks like, acts as a daily reminder of your goals, activates the subconscious mind, and well, create a personalized blueprint that combines short-term and long-term goals with a cohesive visual map.
Quinto, if you had to pick three images, what would you put in your vision board?
I'd put discipline. Wait,
Mm-hmm. And
I'm
yours?
confused. You're asking me based off the vision board right there?
No, that's mine. I guys send you basically my bank account, putting you something very personal because I wanted to, show you guys with example. But in you, if you were to do your own vision board, what would be top three images you would like to include there?
I will put like a banana to remind me to eat healthy. I put like
That's good.
wait, three images? Three images?
Yeah, three images. Yeah,
I would
top
put
three, top three.
a clock for my schedule, and I would put um a picture of $100 bill
Why?
because at some point I want to make a lot of money.
But at some point, is that 2025 or some year?
Um, yeah, in theory, I wanna make my own money as soon as I can.
Do you think that's a goal you can achieve this 2025?
Yes, maybe.
Well, I don't know. You didn't seem so sure about it, but I wanted to get to that point, guys. Maybe your goal is that's your long-term life purpose, but maybe it can be get a job, get a freelance gig, like there's there's no irrational or difficult goal. It's just how in the steps you break the goal. So you can have the $100 bill, but if you look at it, you can't be like, oh, I'm putting it there because I want to be rich. You put it
Mm-hmm.
there because you have that long-term vision. And this year specifically, what you want to do is get a job, for example. So see the difference of the
Mm-hmm.
things we want and how we can put them down into an actionable plan. And guys, this to wrap it up is just one way that you guys can start. The exercise I always do is I get a blank piece of paper, notebook or paper, and just give yourself time. Don't put a limit to it to write all the things you wanna achieve this year. Personal, professional, family, relationship, and just give yourself time to write it down. Doesn't matter, as I said here, don't focus on how difficult they are, but just give yourself that time. And then you look at it, you read it, and be like, okay, I'm going to pick 20, 25, 15. And then you go on Canva, you look for the pictures, you put them together. And I'm not saying you have to, but I can tell you from personal experience, I've been doing this for the past a long time, and it helped. And you're right now are all in a critical part of your life where setting goals, being specific about them, and really putting an image to it. Because, for example, I know Enrique, you sent me the picture of Alaba and Rudiger. I'm sure you mean Alaba because he just got back from an injury just like you did. So look at how specific. You're being about the goal. You want to come back to your best. But look at Savi, for example, how you put a picture of, just a guy, getting more muscular. So you can look at that every day, but be like, hey, my goal is to do these many pull-ups, get to this amount of weight. And I think, guys, if you combine the whole vision aspect, but making your goals smart and achievable, it's gonna help you this year and for the many years to come. And let me see what else. Oh yeah, and lastly, that image. My bad, I'm not good at making presentations cute. But yeah, guys, a lot of you sent me what you're reading, what you're not reading. And my last year I read 25 books, the year before that 24. And all I can tell you is reading helps you get aligned with your other habits. If you can get 10 minutes to read per day, you can have the discipline to do other things. And quinto, if your goal is to make money, man, I started reading books when I was a junior. And when I graduated college, it just helped me be more disciplined. It helped me know what type of information I'm consuming. I barely have Instagram on my phone downloaded or the TikTok stuff because I know I can pick a book and dedicate my time to read instead of just, dwindling on social media. So guys, if you need recommendations on books, you can always reach out to me, reach out to Seba. And they say this, and I believe that leaders are readers. So all of you are leaders, and I think you all have more than enough time to dedicate to reading. So let me see. Yeah, that was everything on my end. I don't know if you guys have any questions or comments. I wanted to really use just beginning part of the year to help you guys establish goals. And the fact that you're all here, I think that speaks a lot about you. And yeah, I believe that, guys, being verbal, vocal about your goals, showing your purpose, showing how you do it, what you do, it's really gonna help you how you expose yourself to coaches, to people, and just random people you're gonna meet through life. I don't know if you guys have any questions or comments. Perfecto. Bueno, guys, thank you all for your time. I hope you all had dinner and we'll keep in touch. I appreciate you all for joining.
Thank you.
Abríguense del frío los que están allá.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Está
Have a good
tranquilo, nada
Thank
más está
you.
como menos 20 aquí, está chill.
Wow.
Ya lo sabes.
Está tranquilo
Pero
aquí.
20 está caliente.
No, tú estás en el hielo. Hablamos.
Gracias. Buenas noches a todos.